Hello and welcome to my channel. I'm elowynlefay, a certified tarot reader, and today I'm going to be unboxing the Queen Mab Oracle. After the unboxing, I'll pull a card for us to see how it reads. This video is not sponsored, and I purchased this deck for myself. Starting off with a box, we have a hard box. It is a two-piece with finger pulls. There are spot gloss detailings on here. It's probably hard to see. Maybe you can see it, but mostly in the name and the writing. And on the back, these are glossy photos on the back. As you can see from the front, the writer or deck creator is Tess Whitehurst. She has some other oracles out as well. It will probably tell us about that in the guidebook. And very importantly, we have the artists. Artwork by Melanie Delon and Cecilia G.F. Please excuse my pronunciation. Not sure if I'm saying that right. We have 45 cards. 160-page full color guidebook. I did take a peek, and 2 of those pages are for notes. I actually count 159, but not to get too into the weeds on details. Moving on. And the inside of this deck, we have this nice bright orange. Looks very nice with this purple. I am digging the colors. Really feeling the fall, October vibes right now. It's October 1st when I'm filming this now. So, and here are the backs of the decks. As you can see, they are reversible. Cost of this deck at the time of filming this, retail is $28.95. I purchased this deck directly from Llewellyn, and a tip is to buy during their seasonal sales. The next one at the time of this recording will probably be around Samhain. And I got this 35% off during that sale directly from their website and paid $18.82. So that would be my recommendation if you can do that. And let's take a look at the guidebook. Okay, beautiful guidebook. As you can see, same image as on the front of the box, Queen Mab herself. We already talked about how many pages are in here. I took a peek at this as well and saw that we have really 2 very basic spreads. There's a 3-card reading and a 1-card reading, but there actually is some useful information in here regarding those readings because it relates to Queen Mab and the writer's advice on connecting and how to address them. For example, she says, you do not need to say please or thank you. In fact, Queen Mab would prefer it if you did not. All politeness is valuable and desirable. In most human interactions, it is of no value whatsoever to her. So this is kind of fun here. You may have some tips on how to address Queen Mab and how to address your questions. So that is worthwhile. Okay. Enter the realm of the Fairy Queen. Let's see here. What do we have? Full color photo. Contents. Note from the author. How to prepare your deck for use. How to do a reading. And note from the author talks a little bit about Queen Mab and the history. Talking about the Midsummer's Night Dream, etc. And then this is telling you about Tess's connection with Queen Mab, and it appears to be a long connection, which is nice. She notes here, the wisdom in each card description comes directly from Queen Mab, the Fairy Queen. Of course, I, Tess, wrote it down. While the card titles are almost exclusively phrases that appear somewhere in Shakespeare's works, the messages contain phrasing and language that I ultimately chose and that sounded right to me. And while they are not without elements of my own beliefs and experiences, fundamentally, I would describe the wisdom as coming through me, not from me. It was a wave of energy that I did my best to feel, understand, and translate onto the page. And that's where she after talks about her relationship with Queen Mab. So very cool. I like to know that the writer is connected when they're doing a deck featuring, you know, someone like Queen Mab. So then when we get into the weekly or daily card reading, okay. When we get into the card description themselves, we have a little full color here. They tend to be about 2.5 pages long, with keywords or phrase up at the top, small summary, and then getting into the message. But stick around and I will pull a card and read it, and we can see and experience what it is really like. What kind of readings you would use it for, and just to get the general vibe of this deck. So I'm going to show you the size so you have an idea. Here is, I think this is the Radiant Weight Tarot. So this is a tarot deck. Oracle decks, as you probably know, tend to be larger on average. But for comparison to a tarot deck, I think this is Radiant Weight. Here is a comparison. So larger, you can see. Probably a top shuffle. Actually, I don't want to mix up the order. I'll do that at the end. I don't want to mix up the order for us. But top shuffle, side shuffle, we'll play with that later. The cardstock is matte. It's smooth. It's pretty thick. I'd say like a medium to thick. Not super flexible, but flexible enough. It's pretty smooth. When we shuffle, we'll see if it sticks at all. There is no gilding, but I could definitely imagine doing your own gilding with this and having some fun with, you know, plummy purple, or actually with that might be a little hard. Maybe a matte gold, whatever your heart desires. So let's go ahead and flip through and take a look at these cards. Gonna grab a drink of water. First card. Here lives wisdom. Oh, excuse me. Herein lives wisdom. This is pretty amazing. That is powerful, powerful image. I love the blues and the moodiness of this. Feels like drawing up wisdom from the earth and yourself and being rooted in that wisdom. Next is Protector of the Realm. This is incredible. I love the mood of this. Deep. And by her eyes being covered, it makes me think part of that protection is intuitive, is knowing, using all your senses and your knowing in that protection. When things are foggy, as you can see here, or dark, your intuition can help guide you in protecting yourself and others and your very realm. Renew thy force. This is beautiful. We have dragonfly, some various bugs here. I think that's a moth. So you get an idea of renewal, rebirth. The sacred radiance, radiating from within. She's looking up towards something that radiates her own truth, going for that truth, going after it, charging forth, radiating. Listen to the moon. Beautiful. I love the colors in this, and the strength, and the quiet calm. Listen to the moon. Killed with a living death. This is very dramatic. Surviving, living through pain, freeing yourself, needing to come out of that which has harmed you. Killed with a living death. Some tough times. Wild, watery sea. So I guess there's some nudity in this deck. Late warning. But we're getting impressions together, so this is beautiful. Wild, watery sea. The wrath of love. Oof. Oh. You can see the pain in her eyes, the worry, the fear, the thoughts. Oh, this is gorgeous. I'm gonna move these. Darkness as a bride. To marry your darkness, to accept your shadows, to integrate them, to not deny them, to be married to them and know it is a part of you. Sometimes that is the best way to conquer your fears and to address issues. Facing yourself, facing your shadows, marrying your darkness and accepting it. Make not your thoughts your prisons. Oh, wow. That is a very powerful message. I definitely relate to that. You can really change your experiences through the thoughts, and you can make your experience quite hard through thoughts alone. Sometimes it's hard to break out of thought patterns, but it is important to for your own well-being and your happiness. That is incredible. You can see there's some chains, some kind of decorative change, but beautiful. Make not your thoughts your prisons. Words to live by. The rose of youth. Beautiful. Strange, invisible perfume. That thing that draws you forth and forward. Strange, invisible perfume. Reminds me of pheromones that attract other human beings to you or pushes away other people. A most prosperous perfection. Isn't she perfect, huh? This feels very abundant, very rich, with the golds and the velvets and the setting and her pose. Her stance, I should say. A winged messenger. Ooh, I love the moodiness of those clouds. What she is looking at there. This is important. There's something there she can't hold, but it is there. Reminds me of messages from spirit, things around us we don't see but exist. Messages on wings that come to us. Love, lend me wings. Queen of queens. Wow. Stunning and powerful, as a queen of queens should be or is. Absolutely gorgeous. I love her facial expression. Very empowered. On top of things as she sits there up on her throne. Gorgeous. Thee I will love. Oh. Love is not always easy. Proud and pitiless. Such a strong expression. There is my pledge. She has a scar on her face like that. She's been hurt. She has worked for where she's gotten. She is strong. She's gained strength from her experiences. Thou art a witch. Well, this card is a great reminder when you are feeling disempowered. You can make things happen. Sometimes we need a reminder of how powerful we are. And this is a great card for that. Heart is bleeding. Oh. She almost has kind of like clown-like makeup. Makes me think of maybe when you feel embarrassed or, you know, hurt. Heart is bleeding. The spirits riseth. See the spirits rising there. It's almost like she is raising them. Awakening the spirits. Beauteous freedom. Oh yeah. Spangled starlight sheen. Oh, that's beautiful. Angelic fiend. It's like ravenous desires. As destiny decrees. Ah, this is like fate, like it is written. This is how it is. This would be also very powerful, showing up in a reading. I could think of a lot of questions where that would be quite stunning to pull out an answer to. The flower of warriors. Beautiful. These violent delights. Oh, delighting in the drama. Some people do. Some people delight in feeling the depths of their emotions. A queen in bondage. A vision full of majesty. The falcon's flight. Roses have thorns, yes. Roses are beautiful, they smell wonderful, but they can hurt you. Will you let that hurt keep you away from experiencing their beauty and their fragrance? Something rich and strange. Ooh, that's cool. A dream of love. Sometimes things are just a dream, and we imagine them to be other than they are. Everlasting farewell. She's saying goodbye. Extremity of rage. Ooh. Look at that look in her eyes. She is pissed. And this breaking above her head. We have hit the mark. Welcome, dread fury. The sea maid's music. Her pale fire. There is fire there, though it may be pale right now. There's there. It needs to be harnessed and grown. It's been dark, but it's time to bring it to light. Love all, trust a few. The forgeries of jealousy. Venus in the sky. Raging fire of fever. I can almost feel that. Follow darkness like a dream. And the last card. Dive into the fire. Okay. So I'm going to pull a card for us, but first, just general impressions. This deck, from the keywords and images, seems to be a deck that you would reach for when you're feeling disempowered and you really need to stand in your power and you need someone to remind you that. When your boundaries have been crossed and when you need to have your own back. So that's important because a lot of us are very nice, and sometimes we need to stand up for ourselves and create boundaries and take our power back. So this feels like a very powerful deck for that. Just general first impressions. So let me go ahead and shuffle and pull a card for us. So overhand, no problem. Side, for my hands, this is a little too big for a side shuffle. I don't know, I probably have normal size hands, average. Little too big for me in that way. But we can also do this. Hold standby. Kinda, yeah, do some more overhands here. Oh, I think I'm just going to take this card. We're going to roll with that, okay? What do we have? Thou art a witch. Okay. So, let's take a look at what they have to say about this. That is 20. Oh, and I should mention here, we have contents. Yeah, the numbering makes it nice and easy to find the card you're looking for. Sometimes guidebooks make it a little difficult, and I appreciate when they're easy to maneuver. So, drink of water here. Thou art a witch. Work your magic. You need fear no one and nothing. You have the power to transform this situation into one that pleases you. When the witch goddess Circe, not sure how to pronounce that, discovered her magic, she began to fashion her world according to her will. While she was only one goddess among many distinguished divinities, she was cunning and resourceful. She always found a way to work with what she knew and what she had to protect and emerge victorious. Even when she tangled with the wiliest humans and the most powerful goddess and gods. For centuries, witches were feared and loathed more than they were respected or esteemed. So you may believe that if you were to unapologetically exert your power and influence, you would be seen as unattractive, unlikable, or even evil. You might fear that people will whisper behind your back or shun you, or that you will end up alone and lonely. Maybe this paradigm has become so entrenched that you have willfully denied or unknowingly suppressed your power out of fear. Well, no more. You are the authority in your world. So what would you like to experience? In what ways would you like to feel freer? In what relationships would you like to shift the balance of power? Circe transformed a rival nymph into a sea monster and a crew of trespassing sailors into a drove of pigs. When she was banished to an island, she made it into her idyllic domain. Your transformations may not be as dramatic, but if someone currently appears to be a rival, a trespasser, or a tyrant, or to otherwise stand between you and your desired reality, transform their role. A rival, trespasser, or tyrant can become any number of things: a friend, ally, peer, subordinate, or simply someone from your past whom you never need to worry about again or interact with ever again. Once you determine how you would like to transform a relationship or another aspect of your world, relax, breathe consciously, clear your mind, and come into the present moment. And when you feel ready, listen to the clear inner guidance that bubbles up from the deep. You may feel guided to seek out and perform a spell or ritual to change how you perceive or approach this situation, to ask for a specific variety of help or support, or to embody your power while clearly visualizing your ideal success. Or you might feel compelled to do all of these things. You have an abundance of transformational wisdom and power available to you. Access it now. Very cool. Okay, that's our flip through. So now I ask, do you have any insights to the artwork in these cards? I would love to know. If you could share it with me and the community, we could all gain from your wisdom. And also, are there decks or other tarot related products that you would like me to review? Is there other tarot or magical related content that you'd like to see me create? If so, I'd love to hear from you and have you share it in the comments of this video. Links to my social media and website where you can book a reading with me are in the description box of this video. Thank you for watching, and may your journeys be blessed.